வணக்கம் அண்ட் வெல்கம் யூசி தமிழ். நாங்கள் கிங்ஸ்டன் சென்றபோது அங்கேயுள்ள ஃபோர்ட் கென்ரிக்கு சென்றிருந்தோம். அந்த ஃபோர்ட் கென்ரி 1812ஆம் ஆண்டு கட்டப்பட்டது. அதே இடத்தில் இரண்டாவது கோட்டை 1832 மற்றும் 1837க்கு இடையில் தொடங்கி கட்டப்பட்டது. அந்த கோட்டை தான் இப்போது நீங்கள் பார்க்கின்றீர்கள். இந்த ஃபோர்ட் 1938 ஆகஸ்ட் 1ஆம் தேதியிலிருந்து மியூசியமாக திறக்கப்பட்டு இப்பொழுது அன்றிலிருந்து இன்று வரை மக்கள் பார்வைக்காக இருக்கின்றது. அங்கு நாங்கள் சென்று சில காட்சிகளை வீடியோ எடுத்தோம். நீங்களும் அதனை பார்க்கலாம். இங்கே செல்வதற்கு நாங்கள் டிக்கெட் எடுத்துக்கொண்டு தான் செல்ல வேண்டும். செல்லும்போது இந்த இடத்தில் அந்த நேரத்தில் எப்படி இந்த போட் இருந்ததோ அதே செயற்பாடுகளை இப்பொழுதும் செய்து காட்டிக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றார்கள். இந்த போட்டில் அந்த காலத்தில் பாவித்த பீரங்கிகள் மற்றும் குன்றுகள் எல்லாம் வைக்கப்பட்டுள்ளது. இதுதான் அவர்கள் பீரங்கிக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணிய வெடிகுண்டாக இருக்கின்றது. இந்த இடத்தில் நடந்தவைகளை பற்றி இவர்கள் விளக்கிக் கொண்டிருக்கின்றார்கள்.
With the wadding, so the paper that the round came in, and the round itself, and I would have to shove it all the way down to the bottom of the gun. Now,
the children of the fort were actually known to be what the officers described in some of their diaries as little bandits. So they were known to run through the bakery and the classroom and all around. So they were definitely little rascals here at Fort Henry. They had pretty normal childhood in that sense, I suppose. And when they weren't doing that, they were actually in school. So You have? Great. So that's where they would have learned every day. This bell that you were hearing earlier, this is what would get all the children to come to school every day and also to dismiss them. And in the school, they would also use getting like slates. So this is a slate here. Have any of you seen something like this? It's like a mini chalkboard that we have today, and all the students, they would have had them at their desks, and they could write down what the teacher was saying. And so the boys and girls, they would be together from ages of 4 to 10, and they would be on either side of the classroom, boys versus girls. They could not sit together, and they would learn things like history, stuff like that. Then at the age of 10, boys and girls were completely separated. So the girls, they would stick with me, and I would teach them all the essential things of how to be a good wife. So all the cooking, cleaning, sewing, stuff like that. The boys had a more exciting time. They could continue their studies with the schoolmaster, and they would learn how to become a good soldier, as well as different trades that they could go into in the future. Then at the age of 14 for the boys and 16 for the girls, they were
until the 1930s, when we were finally opened up as a living museum in the same fashion that we are now, though we did do a lot more marching like we would in a non-COVID year. We were also closed to be another internment camp in the Second World War, this time housing the highest ranking German official who was ever caught in the Second World War. He was in a U-boat off the coast of Halifax and brought into here, so not even in Europe did they catch a official as high ranking in the German forces. So that's sort of a timeline of what happened after we were our sort of regular Ritmans. Yes?
Fort Drum on the American side.
Yes.
Was that built prior to this, or was it newer?
I do not know. Though I know that Fort Henry wasn't just this site. So we were built in the 1830s, but we had a fort here in the 1812. And I'm assuming that was also built for the 1812 war if it's a wooden fort. I'm assuming that it would be very similar. Our other fort was a star-shaped design, the classic wooden forts, and they're not the best, and we kind of knew that, especially with how key the location this was. That fort would have been bested, so we tore it down and we built this with all.
That is a good question. Anything else? Yes.
Is any of these similar type of rifles still in use?
Today, no. Yeah. So the big problem with this is mainly rate of fire. Obviously, this one, firing one. We use clips today, so it'll be 30-round clips that we use normally. Single-shot weapons, say sniper rifles, things like that. Obviously, this is not a gun that you would want to be using today, because a big problem still that we would still have to deal with is mud, right? So say automatic weapons are much better. So the modern ones that we deal with, if we ever get mud in this, closing the breech is incredibly difficult. Even sometimes when this gun is say not oiled, every single day we use this firearm.
இந்த வீடியோ பிடித்திருந்தால் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் செய்து பெல் பட்டனை கிளிக் செய்து ஆல் என்பதை கிளிக் பண்ணுங்கள் மற்றும் ஷேர் பண்ணுங்கள், லைக் பண்ணுங்கள்.